best deals guaranteed. Head online for details.
I'm Dan Fletcher. Good morning. Arsene Wenger will leave Arsenal at the end of this season.
You have to give me some credit. If you look back in my career, you would have to accept that my priority was always the interest of Arsenal Football Club. I can only master my commitment, the quality of my work, and I do that.
Wenger deflected the non-stop questions about his future until the very end in yesterday's press conference. In a statement today, the 68-year-old says it's the right time to step down, adding, "I managed the club with full commitment and integrity. I'm grateful for having had the privilege to serve for so many memorable years." Jurgen Klopp says he was surprised at Wenger's announcement, adding he was always a big role model and it will be different without him. Ex-Gunners striker Kevin Campbell told talkSPORT Wenger changed English football and deserves respect.
I think this is the best thing for the club. He's been a fantastic servant to the club, of course. And, you know, I'd like to see, if the players have got anything about them now, I'd like to see them play possessed and win that Europa League.
Wenger's popularity has dwindled amongst supporters over the last few seasons, with the last Premier League title win over a decade ago. Another long-serving manager, Neil Warnock, says some people may come to regret their relentless criticism.
I think he's just been the man that's changed the whole face of the game, mate. We owe him so much, and yet we give him so much stick. I've always said over the last 5-6 years, be careful what you wish for. The grass is not always greener.
The club say Wenger will remain in charge until the end of the season. They'll appoint his replacements as soon as possible, but will make no further comment on that process. Patrick Vieira is an early favourite with the bookies, with Carlo Ancelotti, Thomas Tuchel and Brendan Rodgers also in the mix. Arsenal host West Ham in the Premier League on Sunday lunchtime. That's a game you can hear live and in full here on talkSPORT.
Hello, I see you're interested in the Corsa with
mobile connectivity.
Exactly.
And advanced European engineering for a fun dynamic drive.
All for just £149 initial rental, then £149 a month.
Really?
Search Corsa Energy. Vauxhall. British brand since 1903.
Personal contract hire offer on Corsa 3-door Energy 1.475 PS in metallic paint. Initial rental £149 plus 47 months at £149. Excess miles over contracted mileage of 20,000 over 48 months charged at 9 pence per mile. Subject to availability and status. You will not own the car. 18 plus T's and C's apply. Offer ends June 30th, 2018. Vauxhall Finance Leasing.
Jim White on talkSPORT, the nation's gentle giant of lucid comment, balanced opinion and football personalities. You're all right. It's Jim White.
My future is in front of me every time I make a half turn. So that's not my biggest priority.
He's a very intelligent man. You'd say he's stubborn. Sometimes stubbornness can be a strength, can't it? Where you've got one thought on your mind and you do it. I think he's obviously seen that the Arsenal fans have stayed away.
Our crowd is very solid at the moment. Of course, we have played on some special days. We don't go for the league, and I believe we have a very faithful crowd, very faithful fans.
Well, I'm sure the opposition fans are going to give him the respect he deserves, because he has changed English football.
Welcome along, Jim White on talkSPORT with Perry Groves and Bob Mills. The big news this morning is that Arsene Wenger leaves Arsenal at the end of this season. It's over, it's finished. The man who won 3 Premier League titles, the FA Cup 7 times, the Community Shield 7 times. He was Premier League Manager of the Season 3 times in 98, 2002 and 2004. He is leaving the club. After careful consideration, he says, and following discussions with the club, I feel it is the right time for me to step down at the end of the season. Massive reaction to this on talkSPORT this morning. Many of you saying, we wish him well and thanks for what you did. Many of you saying, wish he'd gone much sooner. Let's speak to a man who's served Arsene Wenger and Arsenal with distinction, and he joins us live this morning, an Arsenal legend, and he is David Seaman. David, good morning to you.
Good morning. Morning, Jim. Morning, Grovesy.
Morning, Goalie. You all right?
Yeah, not bad. Are you?
Good to have you on board, David. What's your reaction to it when you heard about this? What did you think?
It's one with like a bit of sadness, because it is coming to an end. But I think it's going to be good now, because we're going to have a chance to give him the send off and the respect that he deserves. I've been listening earlier on, and the fans that are coming on celebrating and they've won the lottery and they're so glad it's going and stuff like that. It really makes me a little bit angry, if I'm honest, because, it's time to show respect and realise what he's done. In a few years' time, they'll look back at what Arsene Wenger's done, and then people just remember the trophies. And there's a hell of a lot of trophies.
Do you know what, Goalie, you're right there, because Lewis is 28, my oldest boy, right? And he had a bit of a moan, he's a gooner, blah, blah. And I said, how many times have you seen your team win the FA Cup, Lou? And he went, 7. Before he's 30, he's seen his team win the FA Cup. No, honestly, exactly. 7 times, 5 times live. And I went, just be careful. In 10 years' time, if we haven't won a trophy, because we have no divine right, just because we're a massive club, you don't have a divine right to win trophies.
Right.
Then it'll put in perspective.
To be brutal, though, David, the ones who are coming on, and there are many, Bob, on Twitter, who are saying Wenger outstayed his welcome. Have they got a point?
No, not at all. For me, he's Arsenal, and it's right that he's decided to leave on his own terms. Not the fact that Arsenal have got him out. It's just that he's decided to call it at the end of the season. So now let's enjoy that. I hope all these fans that have stayed away now return, because we've still got a chance of winning something at the end of this season. Don't still stay away just because Arsenal's in charge. Get behind the team, get behind Arsene and show him the respect that he deserves.
Goalie, what about, we know him as the manager, everybody from the outside knows him as the football man, don't they, the manager?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know him very well as the man. What sort of person, was he? What sort of man was he?
He's a gentleman. He's brilliant to be in his company. He's a really, really nice guy. And, a lot of people don't see that. People say he's stubborn and this, that and the other. And it's not true. He might have been stubborn as a manager, but as a man, he was a true gentleman.
And also, do you think what he did, you obviously played under the gaffer George Graham, and then Arsene came in. He seemed like he put a lot of trust in his players, and he wanted that response from them, and that trust back.
Yeah, he did. And one of his best things that he did is he trusted the back four.
Right.
Left that alone and then added to it. And when he came in, he changed everything. He changed the way we played, the diet and everything, even down to the point of when we used to go away on England duty, the Man United players and all the other were sneakily looking at what we were eating because they wanted to get on the same diet as us because they knew how good it was for us.
Didn't you have a thing about Merce? There's a funny story about he wanted you to chew your food more than what you normally would because it helped it digest it better. Yeah.
That's exactly true.
My mum used to tell me that, David.
He brought in so many different things, like you said, chew to win and the stretching routine, the stretching routines we did, and lots of. But he did every single session, so he took every session, so it was done properly. And when he came, he just revolutionised Arsenal. He was brilliant, for me and especially for the back four. He added years to their careers.
Yeah. David, here's the thing. He's 68. Do you expect him to stay in football? I mean, I think probably yes, but maybe not here.
I think after all the stress that he's been under, I think he deserves a good break, put it that way.
Yeah.
He's, it wouldn't surprise me, because of how much he loves football. He's just obsessed with football. And so, but for me, I think looking at him, he needs a good rest. He needs to go on holiday and have a good time and not watch football because he's obsessed with it.
Goalie, he can't. He's, as you said there, it is his life. Arsenal's been his life for the 21 years.
Totally, and he's, but he loves it. That's the thing, But like you say, he's coming up 68 now, and he's. Yeah, it's just for me. I just want him to look after himself and enjoy being the manager that totally changed football and totally changed Arsenal.
Yes, we're looking at it. Ancelotti is one of the out-and-out favourites to take over, David. I don't know where you stand on that. Tuchel, of course, inevitably gets a mention. I think Brendan Rodgers is in there. Patrick Vieira, who you know extremely well, is in there. What's your thinking on all of this? Is it too soon? In actual fact, I'm saying that, David, it can't be too soon because
no, exactly.
The moment's upon us.
Yeah, the end of the season's close. I think what it does need though is it needs a manager that's the finished article, that's got a stature about him. Someone like the pedigree of Ancelotti. Because if a young guy comes in, I don't know how much it will change at Arsenal. You know, as in restrictions that Arsenal had with the financial side of it, you know, not being able to pay the highest fees and the biggest wages. You know, so it needs somebody that's going to come in and say, right, I want X, Y, and Z, and then make sure that you get that. You know, because the team needs restructuring because it's not where it should be.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be an easy job, you know, and there's no guarantees that anybody's going to kick on from where Arsenal's left.
David, great to get your thoughts. Thank you so much indeed. Everybody wants to say this morning on this, and it is a massive story. If you're just tuning into talkSPORT, where have you been? It's all happening. Arsene Wenger parts company with Arsenal at the end of this season. Even one of the actors in EastEnders wants to come on and tell us his thoughts on that. He'll be joining us shortly. Massive number of you queuing up to speak to us. Twitter's exploding. It's Friday morning on talkSPORT.